I'm not saying that auctions are a bad place to buy a horse, but I don't think it's the best place for someone that doesn't have a lot of horse knowledge to buy a horse. I was just loping Hank around a little bit, and while I'm letting him kind of catch his breath and recover a little bit, I want to talk about some advice for buying a new horse. I get a lot of questions about buying a horse, and I've done a couple of videos, but I think it's time to update that a little bit. A lot of people that want to buy a horse, first thing they go to is auctions, and I'm not saying that auctions are a bad place to buy a horse, but I don't think it's the best place for someone that doesn't have a lot of horse knowledge to buy a horse. There are some like thoroughbred rescues out there, or thoroughbred where they're trying to rehome off-track thoroughbreds. There's some places like that that's real popular with people looking for a horse. And again, if you are an experienced rider, experienced horseman, that's probably a good place to look. But if you are not as experienced, maybe not as an experienced rider, maybe not as experienced looking at horses and knowing what you're looking at, usually the best thing to do in your situation is to buy a horse that's already doing what you're going to want to do with it. If you want to do timed events, trail ride, race, ranch riding, whatever, try to look for a horse that is already doing that. That way the horse already knows his job, and that horse will be able to teach you a little bit. If you buy a horse that doesn't know its job, and I'm not even talking about a horse that has a problem, I'm just talking about a horse that just doesn't know what its job is, and if you're not an advanced enough rider to teach that horse a job, you're going to struggle and your horse is going to struggle. If you want to, whatever you want to do with your horse, if you want to barrel race, go to some barrel shows, meet some people, and people that are doing an event very often are either looking to sell to move up to maybe a faster horse, higher scoring horse if it's a ranch riding. A lot of times you have youth horses where the kid's going off to college, so they're selling the horse. There are a lot of situations where good horses are for sale in those type of situations. Good horses that are doing a job very rarely go to a sale. It happens, but it's rare. If, let's say, I've been showing Hank here in Cowhorse, and we're doing really good, and we're ready to get a higher level horse or step up. There's been a lot of people that has seen Hank show, and as soon as they would find out that he was for sale, I'd be getting phone calls wanting to buy him. Good horses, that's how they're sold. Horses that have been showing, been doing something, and has been showing that there is a problem at whatever they're trying to show at, that's the horses that end up getting, not always, but I'm talking generally, that is generally the horses that end up going to a sale, getting posted on the internet, that kind of thing. If a horse, if an ad says that a horse has been showing in X and that horse didn't get sold at a show, I am skeptical right from the beginning. I know there's reasons why a horse wouldn't get sold at a show or sold internally. I have some clients here that I work with, and normally when a horse does come up for sale, I try to keep the horse in my barn. I try to keep the horse going from one client to another that are good horses. That's why you rarely see me with a horse for sale. Usually, if I have a horse for sale, that's somebody that wants to sell their horse that doesn't fit into our show program. So think about those things when you're looking for a horse. I'm not saying that online and auctions are bad places to buy a horse. You can get good horses there, but there's usually a reason why the horse didn't get sold showing the event that it shows in. Prospects that somebody has been working towards show and say ranch riding, but haven't shown in it yet. Sometimes those are good horses that the person can't get finished, can't get hauled to the shows, that kind of thing. Sometimes that's a good arrangement. But also sometimes those horses are being called out of training for a reason, and there's a reason why they're for sale. My mission for my training program is to try to make every horse as good as they can be. If you want to talk to me about sending a horse to me for training, send me a message and we'll talk about it. So think about that big picture and kind of the nature of how horse shows and people work, and think about that when you're looking for a horse. So this is Hank. I'll be showing him at a cow horse show in a couple of weeks in West Monroe, and if you're around West Monroe in, I think it's 24th, 25th of August, come by. I'd love to meet you, and we'll see how he does at the show. Until next time, thank you for watching.